Okay, I'm just quickly going to go through our resources here. There are these two books on the left are great if you want to go into a much more detailed and deeper look at the global level. They're both available as free online PDFs. And then on the right is a book called Life in the Soil, a guide for naturalists and gardeners. The author is Jim Nardi. He's a retired professor from the University of Illinois. And so there's kind of both spectrums here in terms of resources and what's available. Life in the Soil as a book goes into a lot of great technical information presented in a very approachable way. And there are a lot of photos as well as illustrations in there. And Jim very generously shared the use of his illustrations in our publications on soil life, as well as in the slideshow you've seen today. So we really appreciate his generosity there. There is also a website from this online global symposium on soil biodiversity from a few years ago, and there are a lot of great recorded talks and other references there. NRCS has two main portals. One is focused on soil education and the other on soil health. And again, please think of us at the Xerces Society as a resource, whether that's by contacting us via email or joining more short courses or exploring our publications library. This is a recap of what I showed at the beginning in terms of some of our resources specific to soil life. Today's online short course wraps up our series for 2023. And looking ahead in 2024, we'll be having one in person in the Twin City areas of Minnesota, as well as Milwaukee, and an online course. And then in 2025, we will be in person in Detroit and then also in Toledo. The one in Toledo will be held in Spanish, and we'll also have this material online in Spanish in 2025. So if you or someone you know has a potential urban farm who would like to be a host for one of these in-person courses in any of these cities, please let us know as well. The next few months we'll be planning those. Something very new that we have is this pocket guide to soil invertebrates as bioindicators. It's the single sheet that you can print out, and then if you fold it up, it'll fit in your pocket. So it's a miniature version of this larger handbook. And there are about 10 invertebrate groups that are visible to the naked eye and that you're likely to encounter, and how to interpret their presence there. I mentioned the soil scouting guide, and we have companion ones for foliage and flower scouting, and a whole assortment of other publications specific to some of these animals that are living part of their life or all of their life in the soil. Thank you again to our funders, Organic Valley and Western SARE. Thank you to Jim Nardi and other Xerces staff, Eric Mater, Emily May, Sarah Morris, and Mace Vaughn. And thank you to our other funding supporters, as well as Xerces Society members. We're donor-supported nonprofit, so we really appreciate the enthusiasm and support from our members. And I'll just end with a quote here. The soils of our yards, gardens, and fields swarm with thousands of kinds of minute animals and plants of which we know little or nothing. We depend on this soil for our very existence, and yet the soil we daily tread underfoot is almost a veritable terra incognita.